Okay, in this video, students are going to learn how to create a Google form. You're going to be using these to create an electronic set of note cards, which you're going to be able to use to sort and do all sorts of things. While you are not required to use the note cards to write your paper, you are required to learn how to make a form. Okay, it's very simple, and I'm going to argue that it's much, much easier to write a term paper this way. So you really do want to at least learn how to do it and give it a shot. All right, do it, give your best effort. All right, plus the fact you are getting a grade for creating the form, so you do need to do that part at least. All right, let me explain what's going to happen. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go into your Gmail account, and you notice over here we have the little 9 grid of 9 buttons right next to your name. You're going to click on that, and you're going to go down to where it says Drive, and so you're going to bring up your Google Drive. Okay, so once you get your drive up, what you're going to do is you're going to create a new, you're going to drag down, and you're going to drag down to More, and then you're going to drag over to Google Forms. All right, so we want to create a Google form. So once we've created a form, all right, first thing we want to do, we want to give this form a name. So we're going to, where it says Untitled Form, we're going to type in e-notecards. Okay, now what the reason we're calling them e-note cards is because what these cards will do, these cards will allow you to quickly and easily sort the information you got from your research. All right, so that's how you're going to do that. Now also, you notice up here where it says Untitled Form, click on that and it should just automatically pop in e-note cards. Okay, so now what are we going to do? Well, you're going to notice there's a bunch of questions. This first question here is the untitled question, and we're going to type in source. Now, I'm going to suggest that you do not want to put in your entire APA source here. All you're going to do is put in a link for right now. Well, actually, you're going to put in the name of the source. So I'm going to put in paragraph, and what you're going to put in is source, name of source. Name of source. All right. You may want to actually, you'll wind up putting the full APA link somewhere else. All right. So that's the first thing. Now we're going to create another place. And the next thing, and this is again, it'll always default out to multiple choice. You're going to want to bring it up to paragraph. This is going to be your quote. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to copy and paste the entire term paper in here. You want to pick one fact only. You can have many quotes from the same paper, but you have to have one fact only per note card. All right, what will happen is, and the reason you want to do that is because you may not want to put all those facts in the same sentence or in the same order. All right, now, so you got source, you got quote, you got fact, and then at the very least, you want to put keyword. Now, I'm actually going to put in, and we're going to leave this one actually multiple choice. We're going to put in some keywords. One will be intro. All right, now I may be using slightly different keywords that I did in class because I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. But I'm just going to come up with some possible things that you might want to talk about in your term paper. But you actually may want to and I'm actually noticing that I have a spelling here, so I'm going to put that back. Okay, but I do know that you may have more keywords because your term paper may look very different from someone else's. What I am going to suggest is you do a lot of research online before you actually start deciding what your paper wants to look like. All right, so the next one, intro, and for here I'm going to put, for this one here I'm going to put background. Background. Or history, if that's something that is going to be in your paper. physiology, effects, side effects. All right, now again, once you've written your paper, you're going to go back in here and you're going to edit this a little bit. Now, suppose what happens is you get out of this pace and you just say, oh, I really want to do some other stuff. That's okay. You can come back and redo it. All right, but basically, these are the three things that you need. You need the source, the name of the source, the quote, the keyword, and then I'm going to actually add one more here. I'm going to add link. Okay, and that is going to have to be a paragraph. And then actually, I think I'm going to add down here citation. All right, C-I-T-A-T. Okay, and again, we're going to make that a paragraph. So now you have actually a pretty good start at what your note cards are going to look like. These are going to be the key things that you're going to want. I am going to suggest that once you've written your term paper and you decide what you want your term paper to look like, you're probably going to add some more keywords, because what you're going to do, and this keyword thing is what's really critical, the keywords are going to help you figure out where you want things to be in your paper. Okay? So anyway, so what I want you to do, and then what I actually like you to do is I want you to click over here where it says responses, and you notice this little green cross crisscrossing? That is going to show you what the spreadsheet you've created looks like. So this is a Google spreadsheet, and you're going to create a new spreadsheet and hit create, and boom, now you've got this. And you're going to notice at the top of each one of these groups is the words that are in our thing. Okay, so source, quote, keyword, link, citation. I'm going to click on this first row and I'm going to make it bold, because that's always helpful, because that says that that's going to be titles. All right. Now, so I got my notes, I got my spreadsheet, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit share. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit share and you're going to J Rusconi. Now, what I'm also going to suggest, you might actually want to share it with yourself in a different email address. Okay, because what that'll do is that'll allow you to keep on going back and go to the actual spreadsheet. So just share it to, I'm going to actually share it to some, I'm just going to do it like this. All right, send. So now what's going to happen, I'm going to see this. Now you need to do this to get credit for this. It's going to be worth 10 points, so it's worth doing. Okay, one of the things I also want you to know is if you click here where it says form, you can actually go to the live form. This is where you record all your information. You do not want to go to the original editable form. You want to go to the live form. What I'm going to suggest you do is actually that you copy this, and you might actually want to save it in some document so that you're able to get at it. So now, for example, now let me just take a look. I'm going to go to Google Scholar. And I'm actually going to take a minute. S-C-H-O-L-A-R. I'm going to go to Google Scholar. I actually have to do it up here. And you'll notice I can go look things up. So I'm actually going to go do a search on the evolution of the HIV virus, which I believe is being, okay, looks like there's a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to go with since 2012, and I'm going to go to, let's see, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to go, let me go to the National Institute, and this one talks about the evolution. All right, I'm going to read this. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure I would understand this. Okay, but let's just say, okay, these are all the references. Wow, a lot of references. Let's see if I can get the full text of the article. Okay, I can get in full text. There we go. So I'm going to go for full text. And now let's just pretend that there's something in here that's really, oh wow. I'm going to have to actually look it up. Oh, you have to subscribe for this one. Okay, so that may. But anyway, so let's just actually just take a look at this one. Such antibodies arise, the role of viral shaping these is unknown. Here we show the developed. Okay, these are antibodies, and I'm going to pretend that this is something that I understand. All right, which I don't. All right, I am going to suggest you guys spend more time at the Gale library than the Google Scholar because you're probably going to find a lot of things like this that are hard to understand. But let's suppose this was a really good quote I wanted to use. I'm going to click. I go to my form. This is my quote. What was the source? The source of this is Nature and Medicine. Okay, actually, I have to copy the name of the article is what I'm using. So this is the source. Unfortunately, that's a huge article. And it's Nature Medicine. Okay, so I've copied this, and again, remember this is the live form. This is not the editable form. I'm going to click the link. Control C, you can't see it because it's off the screen. Correct the link. And then just because I want to be thorough, I'm actually going to find the citation, which should be at the very bottom. I'm going to have to do a little searching to find the citation. This actually is a little bit, it is somewhere in here. I'm just not really seeing it right now. So we're not going to spend any more time looking for it. Article metrics, maybe? No. Okay. At any rate, guys, so that's basically what you use as source. So I've got the source, and I'm just going to, I'll fill out the full citation later if I decide to use a quote. I hit submit. Now, what does that actually do? Well, if you go back to my spreadsheet, you'll notice all of the things have shown up in the spreadsheet. I actually want you to also notice that things are not wrapping. So I'm going to take the document and I'm going to go Format, Text Wrapping, and go Wrap the Text. And what will happen is that'll put all the text in ways you can read. Oops, and I forgot to put in keyword. No problem. What I'm going to actually put in here is, let me just take a look at my choices of keywords. I think this one would fall into physiology, so I'm going to put in physiology. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is the way you're going to use these note cards, you're going to be collecting a whole bunch of facts, and you're going to keep track of where they belong in your paper by the keyword, and then eventually I'm going to show you how to sort this by keyword. All right, so that's basically it. That's how you're going to use your note cards. Everybody has to submit this to me. It is a quiz.